Hello and welcome to the members crystal ball. I apologise because I accidentally double clicked start streaming on the last one. So because I double clicked it, it clicked start streaming and then it clicked end broadcast as well. So yeah, if you double click, that's not a good idea. That is not a good idea. So hopefully you guys find this one. I apologise about that. But I am live. We are live now, so. Amazing, yeah, so you got in. So yeah, I apologise about that. The go live and the end broadcast button are the same button. So I double clicked it and it ended the live, like, as soon as I started. So, yeah, sorry about that. So, hello and welcome. I hope you are all very well. Crystal ball, of course. So get your questions in. But also, I do have cards, as always. So the cards I will go over, we have Akashic Tarot. We have Love cards, of course. We have Moon Magic. Haven't had those in a while. We have Shadow Healing. We have Chakra. We have Unicorn. We haven't had those for a while, so we have Unicorn. And I'm still using these angel cards, the Seraph Souls, right now. Because I do like them. I'm really liking them. So they're the cards that we have at the moment. And questions, of course. So let's get into it. Hope the sound is good. I hope everything is okay for you guys. Miss Venus, Jasmine, Jan, Aries, Pooja. Yeah, really, really nice to see you guys. Okay, so Aries says, what the month of August have in store for my connection? Okay, so it is a bit of a broad question to ask about the whole month, but let's see. So we'll see if we can see anything specifically prominent about that, okay? There does seem to be a little bit of tension that's resolved quite quickly, though. It does seem like it's resolved quite quickly. But mostly there is quite positive energy. It seems kind of like, I mean, I would guess that you guys are spending a lot of time together since you're living together at the moment. But it looks like more closeness, like physically as well. So it looks like physically more closeness. So I could be spending more time together. Could even have a bit of sacral energy, you know, like nice intimate energy in there as well. So it looks mostly positive, I would say. But yeah, I am seeing that a little bit of tension. But like I said, it seems like it's resolved quite quickly. So nothing too bad, you know. Miss Venus, last time you saw a surge of energy from C towards me in August. If you still see it, what are his most likely actions towards me, and what will trigger the boost of action-orientated energy towards me? Okay. So we're seeing if there's still a surge of energy towards you in August, and or actions he might take because of that, and what might trigger it as well. Okay. So let me look at, so I'll look at the surge and I'll look at what might trigger it first, and then we'll go into actions there. Okay, so. Yeah, there's definitely a lessening of this energy. It's there, but it doesn't look as strong, I would say. It's still there, there's still a positivity to it, but it looks lower, if that makes sense. So let's look at triggers for that. It does seem to be a lot more like things that are going on in his mind and things he's thinking about. Like, it's not like there's doubts towards you. It's kind of like it's difficult to say. It's kind of like there's this energy towards you that's very positive, but it's also like he's not focusing on it, if that makes sense. It's like it's there and it's positive, but his focus seems elsewhere, but it's still there. So I hope that makes sense. So in terms of triggers, Because the energy's lessened, triggers, essentially, I would probably just say it's those thoughts. It's those kind of like, there's definitely an energy, and this does come up quite a lot with things like this. You know, when people they have a few dates and then they have distance, there is this energy of how do I say, I don't want this to be a missed opportunity. Might this be a missed opportunity? So there is a little bit of contemplation on like, might this be a missed opportunity, and I don't want it to be, if that makes sense. So it's like just a thought process in his mind. It's kind of what's coming through. So if that's not really what you're looking for in that question, feel free to like follow up with that. But let's look at actions. See if well, let's look at actions, because we can look at communication and any like invites, if that makes sense. There is a frequency of communication. It's not like a really, it's not like a really, how can I say, like every day. It's not like a really common frequency. I don't know how to explain it. It's not like an everyday kind of thing, but there is a bit of a frequency to it. Like there might be a little bit of gaps between it, but he does come back and he does talk. So it's kind of like, there is communication coming, but it's like, maybe there's a few gaps in that, if that makes sense. But I do see invites, so I do see kind of like putting some ideas out there about meeting. I do see like putting some like an idea of like a place to go or something to do, but like proposing an idea to you, if that makes sense. Like maybe we should do this. Should we do this? Would you like to do this kind of thing? So do see like an invite in there as well. It looks like we have a new member, Valerie 2023XXX. Hello and welcome. So hello and welcome to Secret Frequencies. I'm Venus, and this is our very beautiful spiritual community. Everyone is very, very lovely. Everyone is very supportive and lovely in this community and in this chat. And it's so lovely to see a new member. So yeah, you're very welcome to introduce yourself. Let us know a little bit about you if you like. And yeah, so I will explain the membership since you're on you. So on my channel, I do a lot of free streams. So there are streams that are just free and subscribers can attend. And of course, members are very welcome to also attend those. But the members so you're a root chakra member, so you will get at least 2 extra crystal balls a month, and you will get a channeling. Channeling is only for members. So channelings are things like, we did one today. So channelings are like channeling your twin flame, maybe a future partner, POI, someone you're interested in, channeling your spirit guides, channeling your past loved ones, things like that. So you can choose whoever you want to channel, and channeling is only for members. So you'll get 2 extra crystal balls and a channeling, but you're very welcome to attend every stream, even the free ones, you know. And if you're interested in tea leaf reading, I'm prioritizing members on my tea leaf reading as well. So you're very welcome to come to that. There'll be one of those very soon. But if you have any questions, I'm always very happy to talk, have some conversations off stream. So so my Facebook, Discord, and email are all in the description of this video. If you have any of those, well, I'm sure you have email, but if you have any way to contact me like that, you can ask any questions, you can reach out to me. I'm very, very open to talking to people off stream. And so I'll just explain the crystal ball stream a little bit since you are new. So on the crystal ball, we ask questions that are specific, if you can. So we're not saying like what's coming in love, what's coming this month, what's you know, things like that. It's more specific. So you know, you could say I mean, you can check the chat for people's you can check the chat to see what kind of questions people are asking to get an idea. But it's things like you know, like Aries is saying here, was he telling the truth? She's asking me if her POI was telling the truth about something. Jan says, what is most recent thoughts of me? Pooja says, how is N and A's connection going through? So, you know, questions like that, they're a little bit specific. It doesn't take too long to answer because I can't spend too long with each person. So, yeah, I hope you get the idea, but you'll get the gist. And I'm from Ireland, amazing. Single mom with 3 special needs angels, lovely to be here. Oh, love, light and blessings to you. That is so, I'm sure it's very difficult and challenging, but it's also very sweet and special. Absolutely, yeah, lovely, amazing. So it's so nice to connect with you. So if you don't mind to put this public, if you could put your full name and date of birth. When you connect with a psychic in person, they can rarely connect with your energy, but online it's a little bit more difficult. So when I first meet someone, I take their full name and date of birth, and that helps me connect with their energy. You don't have to keep putting that in every stream. I'll connect, and then, you know, like everyone here, I know their energy now. So yeah, if that's okay with you. But yeah, go ahead, ask all of the questions that you want, and I'll go over the cards in case you didn't see. You're also welcome to choose any cards you want. The only thing in the chat is having respect for other people, so don't put like 3 questions in a row, you know? Give people a chance to put questions between yours and the cards. So I'll go back over the cards, see if you feel drawn to any of these. We have Akashic, we have Love, we have Shadow Healing, Moon Magic, Chakra cards, Unicorn cards, and we also have some Angel cards as well, so you're very welcome to choose Angel cards as well. So yeah, I hope that explains everything, but any questions, very, very welcome to reach out to me. So let's see. So Pooja says, I hope you feel refreshed and recharged. I do, yes, thank you so much. The main thing I think is keeping hydrated when your throat, you know, you're using your throat consistently. So Jasmine, because Phil thinks I'm stressed, thank you Pooja, I really appreciate that. Jasmine, because Phil thinks I'm stressing, is this what's causing him to not deal with me? Okay. There definitely is a little bit of that energy there. I wouldn't say it's the whole reason, but there is a little bit of that there. Pooja, I have been getting in my channel messages that a path to a romantic partner is opening up. Is it really a new romantic partner entering in my life, or is it just someone partnering in my career and mission? Okay. No, I'm definitely seeing a new love path, a new love path with a new person. Definitely seeing that, yes. Chan, why is Caden putting in effort with me? He's been asking to hang frequently and taking initiate? Sorry, I know what that word is, but I can't say it for some reason. But the channeling makes it sound like he's letting go of the idea of me in the future, so it's a bit confusing. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so what's coming through, it is really resonating with the channeled message because, you know, he does want to keep that connection. He wants to hold onto you, but there's just this energy of not being, I suppose it's not being sure about a romantic connection, you know? I feel like he doesn't want to let you go. He just wants to keep that connection. He understands that there's something there, you know? But I just feel like the channeling is kind of talking about, you know how in the past we saw things like heart-to-heart conversations being very soon, a possible reconciliation being very soon. I just feel like the channeled message is resonating with the fact that that's not really on the path right now, unfortunately. Akashic Tarot for Pooja, of course. Oh, look what you have. The Queen of Forces, Pooja. The Queen of Forces is a great card to get. We want the Queen of Forces, okay? So when we draw the Queen of Forces the right way, it's a really positive message. It means that you, in this current chapter or the chapter that you're stepping into, and it could even represent you right now, but I feel like it's the chapter you're stepping into. You're becoming balanced fully in your mind, body, and spirit. So it's really about balancing, stepping into your power. It might be stepping closer to the path of your life mission. Very powerful and balanced energies. It's such a lovely card to get. Queen of Forces. So yeah, if you're not feeling super balanced like that right now, it's coming. But what I would say with that card, there's a bit of a message with that card that because it's balancing of mind, body, and spirit, if you feel lacking in any area, like if you feel lacking in mental health, or you feel lacking in physical health, or you feel lacking in your spiritual health, then you might need to work on that section just a little bit to get to that Queen of Forces level, but step into your power more. I know you are, but do it a bit more, or just progress, or keep the momentum, maybe, you know. Miss Venus sees thoughts, emotions, and intentions towards me. Okay. So thoughts that keep coming into the mind are like memories of when you met recently. So there's a lot of that kind of coming in, like remembering things like maybe something you said, or your smile, or you know, a conversation you had together, things like that coming into the mind. Quite yeah. So they're the kind of thoughts. It's like memories, if that makes sense. And that's kind of triggering thinking about you, if that makes sense. So emotions and intentions. Okay. The emotions are positive, but they're definitely pushed to the side. I wouldn't say they're completely passive or completely suppressed, because, like I said, there's things that trigger thinking about you, so you do come to the forefront, but it seems like there's kind of maybe long periods or frequent periods where that's kind of pushed away a little bit. And intentions, okay. Yeah, so there's intentions of, so it really feels like wanting to see you in person is a huge intention, or a huge, yeah, like a huge intention, yeah, is to see you in person. Um, and I feel like, I, it's difficult to say. I don't feel like it's like, I need to see you to make a decision, but I feel like, yeah, it just feels like he wants to see you in person, but there's some kind of, I don't think there's like a block with it, you know, unless maybe something in it. And when he's in that low emotion, like he did have recently, that could be like maybe a little bit of a block or a delay. But yeah, it just feels like the intention is to see you in person. Like it really is that energy coming through. And I know I said it before, but it's like, will this be a missed opportunity? So he kind of wants to, you know, confirm, like, I don't want this to be a missed opportunity. I need to check this out, you know. Marianne, there's a lot of electrical faults at the new house. Is this caused by spirit or just natural defects? Okay. Yes, there's a negative spirit that's coming and going, so it's not there permanently, but it's coming and going, and it's definitely having an impact on electricity in the space. Yes. Jasmine, what are Phil's thoughts behind him thinking I'm stressing? Okay. What it feels like to me is you've either sent a really long message, or there's been like multiple messages before he's replied, or if that makes sense. It's like something like there's a lot to take in some way, and I do feel like it's through messaging, and I feel like it's overwhelming, and it feels like that's a bit overwhelming, and maybe it makes him feel like you're stressing, or it's the stress on both sides feels like a little bit, but yeah, it feels like there's an overwhelming energy from something like that, like you know, I don't know, because it does feel like he reads most of the time what you've written, but it's almost like being a bit overwhelmed about the right way to respond, or when to respond, or if I should respond, kind of energy. So I hope that makes sense. Miss Venus, what is C working through mentally and emotionally regarding the connection with me? Okay. It's like it's a little bit like a battle of his own thoughts about his expectation of a partner. So it feels a little bit like the strength. So your strength, your power, your really very divine feminine energy is very strong. It's very easy to pick up, even to people who are not spiritual, and it feels like his idea of a partner that he wanted was a little bit more submissive's a strong word, but I think you get what I mean when I'm saying that. And it feels like there's a bit of a battle of like, I really like this person, but they don't really fit into this mold of an idea that I had about this more. I don't. Passive and submissive are not the right words, but I hope you understand the kind of gist that I'm getting at there. Jan, why does Caden feel like I don't match where his life is flowing and it doesn't include me? Prior to this, his higher self said I was the most essential person needed in his upcoming chapter. Yes. Okay. Yeah, so the most essential person needed in the upcoming chapter is definitely in regards to the twin flame energy and the spiritual side. So it's really that spiritual energy. But it just feels like it's been happening a lot, and it's come up a lot with Caden, is that he is really thinking about his future and things like that. And, you know, we've spoken about it before. It's like, you can't really have a long-lasting, long-term relationship that's just online, if that makes sense. Like, people do have children and move in together and settle down and things like that. And I just feel like he's thinking about that, and I don't know, like, the logistics of that, if that's the right word to say. I really just feel like he's thinking about that, you know? And also just thinking about where his energy's flowing, where he feels drawn to. Miss Venus, what does the twin flame think and feel about my replies to his most flirting... Sorry. What does my twin flame think and feel about my replies to his most recent flirting and attempts to allow him to come over? So I'm really sorry, I'm a little bit confused by that. So you mean he's trying to get you to let him come over? Is that what you mean? Like, he's trying to get you to let him come over? Is that what we're getting at here? I'll look for the most recent messages pop up here on the screen, so I'll look for that, if you can say that. Oh, I think they do. Oh no. So just confirm with me if that's correct, Miss Venus. Is it that he is trying to get an invite? Is that the energy? Just wait and see. I might get a reply, but I don't know. I'm hoping it pops up on there. Usually the most recent messages do. Don't want to scroll down because, as you guys know, we end up with glitches when we scroll down. Okay, I'll wait on that. Miss Venus, if you can just confirm that with me. I'm really sorry, it'll have to be a little bit later on because if you've replied to me, I can't see it. Right, moon magic for Marianne. Okay. There we are. Oh. Every day I bring radical self-love to my mind, body and spirit. Oh. Every day I bring radical self-love to my mind, body and spirit. Pretty similar to the Queen of Forces as well, that one, so that's really nice. Aries, who did the gold coloured hoop earring belong to that I found on the ground of my car belong to? Does it belong to any of my partner's customers that buy cannabis from him? Okay. Yes, I'm guessing a yes on that. Jan, where does he see his light flowing at the moment? Okay. So it isn't necessarily that he sees a specific path. It's more that he's contemplating it. He's like thinking. It's considering it. It's like, where do I want to live? Would she live with me? Would, you know? It's kind of that kind of energy. Like it's contemplation more than a decision. If that makes sense. Jasmine, why is he still undecisive with his intentions to see me? Okay. To me, it feels like it's still not released from the SO. It feels like there's just not, the release is just not full release yet, and there's still kind of that, I wouldn't say pull because he's being pulled away, actually, like repelled from her, but that connection is still there, and I feel like it has impact. Pooja, how will the documentation work go through? I am in charge for the completion of that task, but it's all going up and down. Okay, so how will it be positive or negative we're looking at? Will it be good? Will it be bad? Okay, we're getting a good energy. It's kind of like, if we have bad, good, and then like neutral, it's like kind of in between good and neutral is what I'm seeing. Miss Venus, has the twin flame read my very last messages where I was playful, but also made it clear that things need to change if you want a chance? If so, what is he thinking and feeling? So I'm guessing a yes on reading it. I'm guessing a yes there. There's kind of a little bit of excitement because, you know, even though I do feel like, I feel a little bit like there's this huge attraction and he really, really wants you, but I do feel still like there's, like, I'm not saying he doesn't want a long-term relationship, but I'm just saying that that's not, you know, if we're looking at wanting care in the present moment and really wanting to connect, and then we're looking at thinking about long term, it's just a smaller part of his mind, if that makes sense. So thinking and feeling, there is a bit of excitement there. Yeah, I would say excitement. I would also say there's a bit of yeah, it's like feeling like, oh, I might have a chance. Oh, you know, it's kind of like excitement, but I would also say that the positive thing is I do feel like he's taking some time to think about that, to contemplate, you know, which is needed. We do need to think about these things. So I think that overall that's positive, but of course there's still contemplation with that. So I can't give an exact like outcome of what he might think at the end of that. Although I feel quite positive on it. But yeah, I definitely get like an excitement kind of energy with that. Jan, last time we saw a spark forming this light renewed and oh gosh, last time we saw a spark forming this light renewed energy. Is it still there? Okay. So I'm guessing a no on that, unfortunately. Miss Venus, what's the most prominent timeline with the twin flame at the moment? Do you see him pulling away after our last interaction, or will he try more? Okay. So yeah, in a way this links to the last question where there's contemplation, but I do feel that like, even though there's contemplation, so and energy's up in the air a little bit, I'm leaning more towards the trying more. I am leaning more towards that. There's more energy going that way. So hopefully, if that's what you want. Aries, I asked my partner about the gold cord tube earring and if it belonged to any females that buy weed from him or see cartridges from him, and he said the only females that were in the car was his daughter London and a customer named Jane. He said it could belong to London, his daughter, because she doesn't wear earrings, and that might not be Jane's earring because she doesn't seem to wear small hoop earrings. Yeah, so I'll check if I can get a specific on Jane, but I would lean towards that because it did come as a customer, so I would lean towards that, but I'll see if I can get a specific on that. Okay, so I'm not getting confirmation on Jane specifically, but if that's the only customer that's been in, then I would probably say yes. But yeah, I'm not getting exact confirmation on that. Jasmine, is he waiting around for some divine intervention to separate them, or what's he aiming for with putting in minimal effort into their relationship? Okay. I don't really feel like he's waiting for something. I feel more just like he's hesitating, delaying, procrastinating, if you will, being very slow. Jan, what was his most recent thought of me? Okay. So the most recent thought seems to revolve around a conversation that you actually had. So the last time he thought about you at the moment was during that conversation when you were having your last conversation. Pooja, how is N and A's connection going through? Okay. I actually see a little bit of improvement here. It seems a little bit more positive. Oh yeah, Aries, I did that one. Marianne, in my tea leaf reading, it was noted that there would be an incoming letter. I received a bundle of good luck herbs with a blessing note. Would this be related to the letter symbol in the tea leaf read? Okay. Yes, I'm guessing a yes on that. So that's interesting. So I'm guessing there with tea leaf reading, we're getting some confirmation that things are correct. Jan, is he going to continue putting effort into asking me to hang out? If so, is it because he feels he will lose me if he doesn't show effort? Okay. Yeah, I definitely feel like there will be effort, you know, occasionally to ask to hang out. I definitely do feel that. And like the channeled message said, there is this energy of not wanting to fully lose you, you know? Jasmine, he has been keeping me at this level of a random woman who has a crush on him, and all he sees me as is sex. Has he been? Okay. I get a no on that. Although that energy does come through, there is some emotion there, you know? Aries. Oh, sorry. Marianne sees Acacia, okay? Interesting. It's quite a nice one to get during the stream because it's community. So, the Ace of Roses community. So what this is suggesting is that you do need to connect with your groups, you know, so any friend groups, hobby groups, family groups, online communities, spiritual communities, things like that. Your communities at the moment are really important. This could be for networking, it could be for meeting soul family members, it could just be for improving your mental health and getting advice and, you know, having friends. It could just be general like that. But your communities are very important at the moment. And it's nice to get those cards because, you know, some of the cards say reflection, so sometimes they're telling us to isolate a little bit, take some time to ourselves, you know, but this one's like, spread your wings, go out into the community and put those external energies to use, you know. And Miss Venus, where is C's current focus? Is he focused on connecting with other women romantically? Okay. I'm still kind of picking up this person that he's dated in the past, and there seems to be some level of very infrequent conversation, but I don't feel like dates or anything like that coming through. Pooja, I saw a dream where I was slightly attracted to a completely new person, and I woke up and asked myself, how is it possible I am in a twin flame connection? What message did the dream send? Okay. Yeah, so this stream it literally is confirmation of that new love path that I was talking about there. So do bear in mind, guys, you know, you might have a twin flame, you might have a few soulmates throughout this lifetime, soul family members and things like that. Some people end up with their twin flame, some people end up with a soulmate, some people end up with a different type of karmic connection or a different type of connection. Not everybody ends up with their twin flame in this lifetime. You don't have to. You know, you will connect at some point in time. But yeah, you know, that's not, you don't need to end up with that person. Jasmine, because he knows I'm stressed about the situation, how does he want to handle me being stressed? Okay. It just feels kind of like this energy of eventually I want to make it right. Eventually I want to make it right. So I don't really feel like there's too much of a pulling away because of it. I do feel like there's a bit of an empathy for it there. Miss Venus, to clarify, you said the energy seems lower, meaning the boost in energy in August, or is general weirdness in... Yeah, the boost of energy in August lower, yes, that's what I meant, sorry. Valerie! Very nice to see you, so I hope you're all asking some questions in the chat. When it's a little bit busy, you do have to wait a little bit for the answers, but I hope that's okay. Chakra card from Marianne. Actually, I don't resonate that one's for you. I'm sorry. If I don't resonate that it's for you, I can't show it. Okay. So let's see. We have self-worth. Self-worth is coming up here. So we have self-worth, but we do have the sacral chakra. So self-worth is it's often when we think about self-worth, we think about like the solar plexus or self-confidence or self-esteem and things like that. But you're getting the sacral chakra here. So there could be some, you know, if you're being the creative energy and romantic energy in the sacral, and sometimes connections with others like friends as well. So if you're feeling, so you might be doing something creative or putting something out into the world, and you might not be fully believing in yourself, not fully believing that it's good enough or that you can do it or things like that. So if you are planning on any creative endeavors, do believe in yourself. You can do it. People will like your work. You are just as good as anybody else who tries. So yes, self-worth and the sacral. If you want to focus on any chakra, it would be the sacral, and that is for creative energy, creative. Jan, how do I reignite the spark with me and Caden? Last time we got there, it was happening due to me being more present and authentic, so he was feeling more drawn. Do I need to work more on this? Yes, I get a yes on that. Aries, I asked my partner if he was cheating on me since I found the gold cool tube earring on the ground of the backseat of my car, and he said that he couldn't be in a serious relationship with me if he ever thought about being in a connection with anyone else. He also said that only 2 people that are females that would have been in the car was his daughter and the other one, Jane, who got in the car to grab the weed cartridges and got out of the car after that. So was he telling me the truth about this? Okay. So it's interesting because I'm getting a yes about Jane and about the daughter, you know, I'm getting a yes about that. But I'm also getting a little bit of dishonesty somewhere. I'm getting a little bit of dishonesty somewhere. But I'm not picking up like I'm not picking up a specific person like this being cheating. That's not coming through. But there is dishonesty energy somewhere. So yeah, I would be a little bit mindful about that. Maybe look out for other signs, because it's not good, you know. I do get a little bit of dishonest energy coming through, unfortunately. Miss Venus, if C does talk to me and invite me to do something, what would be his intention? What would he want to talk to me about? Okay. It seems like just wanting to get to know you on a deeper level, and also like your plans for the future, you know, if they resonate, if there's like a match there on what you both want in the future. Jasmine, is he afraid of letting go with me? Letting himself go with me? Yes, I do get a yes on that. Jan, how is August looking for me and Caden in terms of communication, calls and closeness, as in closeness in our connection? Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing the calls, and they do seem positive. They just don't seem too frequent, is what I would say. Aries. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's part of the other question. Pooja, how will eventually happen to my family's business? As now the settlement deed has been signed with my uncle's family, and that would affect my family's business. So are we asking if this will now affect your family's business? Okay. So I'm actually getting a no on that at the moment. Aries, oh sorry, Jan, is he realising he cannot keep juggling us? If so, what does he plan to do about this? Okay. I guess a no on that. Jasmine, is he afraid that if he becomes too intimate with me and does certain things with me, he will get lost in my essence? Okay. I kind of feel like he does know that that would happen. Miss Venus, twin flames, thoughts, feelings and intentions towards me. Okay. thoughts are very positive. There are some thoughts about, spending some time together in the future, like doing things, There are some kind of, I wouldn't say plans, I wouldn't say knowing exactly which place he wants to go and things like that, but I do feel like there's some excitement around the fact that you might spend a little bit more time together in the future. So yeah, I do feel excitement with the feelings. I feel kind of like a happiness and a hopefulness, if you will. So yeah, intentions. I kind of do feel like the intention is, well, I know I'm saying like he's not fully looking into that long-term committed relationship. It's not really fully on his mind, but I don't know. I feel like there is an intention to have that, to have that as a, like most of us have the intention to have that. I just feel like he's not fully connecting you with it yet, but I do feel like there is intentions to move forward, so there is intentions to do more, to spend more time together, to like become close again, basically, I definitely do feel that. Sid, hello and welcome. We have a super chat from Sid. Okay. Will I lose the weight I gained tomorrow? Okay. So thank you so much for the super chat. I greatly appreciate that. Super chats are fine if you want to have your question answered ahead, if you want to push your question up. But yeah, so thank you very much. I appreciate that. Will I lose the weight I gained tomorrow? Okay. So I'm getting a no on tomorrow, but it does look very soon. I would say like a few days, but I wouldn't say tomorrow. So yeah. And best of luck with that, because yeah, I'm on my own weight loss journey and I have recently lost 4 pounds, so I'm really happy. Yeah. So where were we up to? Let's see. Jan, what effect has the spell been having on Caden at the moment? Okay. I'm not really seeing any effects right now at the moment. Pooja, how is Anne feeling in his current job and workplace? Okay. Mostly positive, but there is a little bit of stress, and I do feel like desire to move a bit higher. I do feel that. Miss Venus, what type of effort is my twin flame willing to make in order to change the dynamic and actually pursue me? Okay. I think the thing is that he's not exactly like I said, there's not like a real plan at the moment, so it feels kind of like, I feel like how it seems to me is that there's an intention to meet up more and spend more time together, and I feel like he will be solidifying his decision of really wanting you during that, if you do it, if you go for it, if you say yes, so I feel like there'll be decisions on what he's willing to change. I feel like it will be more like listening to your needs and what you want, and kind of trying to resonate with that, or seeing if you can resonate with that. I feel like it's kind of in that area of, it's like a process. It's like I don't want to call it testing the waters, but that's but you know what I mean. It's like kind of seeing how things have changed with you, seeing how you are now. Do we resonate together, and can I live up to this? That kind of energy. Aries says, is my partner loyal and faithful to me? Okay. So the thing about your partner, unfortunately, and I know that we've seen this before, is like he definitely does have like what they call like a wandering eye. Like he definitely does I feel like there's potential within him to cheat, which is unfortunate. But I also do believe when he's saying that if he's in a long-term committed relationship, he wouldn't want to do that, and he wouldn't, if he felt the need to do that, he would probably leave you. So I do feel like there's those two energies. It's like he definitely has the potential to do it, unfortunately, which is not great. It's not a great trait for a guy to have. but I do feel that there'll be effort and commitment in a long-term committed relationship, you know. So unfortunately, it's like we are seeing potential of that. Miss Venus, does the twin flame have any insecurities about starting a relationship in general, or with me, and if so, what are they? Okay. It doesn't feel like he has insecurities in general. It feels like he's actually quite open to it. But it does feel, like I said, it's not at the forefront of his mind. It is a little bit small, but he's definitely open to it. It's definitely something that he does want in the future. And also I would say so insecurities. I do feel like there's some insecurities about it with you, because it's kind of like, you know, if you've changed a lot and you're in a really great place and you're a really great person, there's kind of this energy of like, oh, have I changed enough? Do we match anymore? Can I live up to this? So I do feel like there's a little bit of insecurity there with that, but not in general. I think in general that he is open to that. Jan, well, Caden asked me to hang out today because we couldn't yesterday since he wasn't feeling good. Okay. There's a possibility, but it doesn't seem super likely. I would maybe say 40% on that. Jasmine, what will he experience if he allows himself to fully experience me? Like, will he look and act different? Okay. So there's definitely an energy of acting different. I really feel like you'll kind of amalgamate together and resonate with each other, and kind of, partners often influence us on our behaviours and how we speak and how we are when we spend so much time with them. And I do feel like you'll have that kind of energy together, like a very close partnership. Miss Venus, has a twin flame talked to someone about me lately? And if so, what was said? Okay. Yeah, so there's definitely an energy of a friend talking to a friend about you. Yeah, definitely, I would say. Let me see. It seems more like mentioning things that you've done. So something that happened in person, talking about that, talking about seeing you again in person, and like maybe a little bit like how he felt with that, you know. But yeah, I see a friend there. Thank you, Valerie. I really appreciate that, so I can connect with you. So I'm just going to take a moment, because you're on you, to just connect with that information you've given, and then I will answer your question. So it says, I put in for a housing transfer. We need more space. Will you see when we are moving, please? Okay. I'm actually getting a 3 to 5 month time frame with that, unfortunately. So yeah, 3 to 5 months. Aries, a love card, of course. Here we are. So it says, let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. So as I always say with this one, when this one comes up, it doesn't mean that you have control issues. It's not about that. But it can be about if we're manifesting, if we're doing spells, doing affirmations, if we're trying to really get something, we're making a lot of effort to attain a manifestation, we need to let go a little bit. We need to give in to the universe, trust that we've done enough in our spells and our manifestations, and that the universe will carry us there. So it's just kind of about letting go a little bit and having trust. Miss Venus. Is my twin flame flirting and romantically interested or involved with other women or an ex? Okay. So I'm not getting the ex come through. I'm getting a little bit of flirting with some women. It seems a little bit past, like maybe a month or so ago, I would say. That's what I'm seeing. Jan, why did he call after he called me the 23rd? Did she spam him when we were hanging out asking to call? He sounded a little irritated during the end of the call, but it did not feel aimed at me. Okay. Yes, I get a yes on that. Miss Venus, has the twin flame had any dreams about me, and if so, what were they? Okay. So I'm guessing a no on that at the moment, but I definitely feel like that's a possibility to happen, especially since you are twin flames. That is something that very likely happens, but I'm not getting that at the moment. Jasmine, is the current chapter, if we were to fully experience each other intimately, would my essence be all over him, and could other people tell? Would she be able to tell? Okay. I get a yes on that. Miss Venus, does the twin flame think or feel or realise in any way consciously that we have some sort of soul connection or pull? What does he think about that? Okay. Yeah, so he definitely sees it as something that he doesn't think he will ever fully let go of, but I just don't feel like he sees it in a super spiritual sense. Like, I don't really think he would term it twin flame. He might term it soulmate, I don't know, but it's definitely there's definitely a recognition of that connection and how strong it is. I would definitely say yes. So, Miss Venus, according to my astrology, I have this fated meeting energy around a lot of relationships energy, starting in the month of August until next year. What is this influence bringing into my life? Okay. So we are seeing a few more options coming up, a few more people showing interest, but we're also seeing strong energy of Omar. I'm seeing strong energy of Omar here. Aries, can I trust that my... oh yeah, did we do that one? Can I trust... yeah, we did that one, didn't we? Have I gone back? Jan, why is he not sure of a relationship? Is it him not being sure of one with me, or is it more so he doesn't feel ready within himself? Okay. There's definitely an energy of not feeling ready within himself, yes. Aries, I think during the channeling you said something about distancing. Can you explain more about what that has to do with? I see him almost every day and he does live with me. Does this have to do with... him wanting to take space? If so, is part of that how he goes to his friends and plays basketball sometimes, and other things like going card shows with his friend Kevin? Yeah, I'm really resonating with what you're saying there. It's about just taking a little... yeah, I resonate with that. Guided by Universe, hello and welcome. Jasmine, why was I feeling negative about him earlier, and then a thought about something he said came into my mind and busted my heart chakra side open and completely changed my mood? Okay. Yeah, it's definitely because you're not ready to let go of this path yet, because it's still a possibility. You're in your energy, in your spiritual energy, you're not ready to let go of it. So when you're having doubt, it's almost like you're being guided. No, like don't have doubt yet. You know, there's still time for this. There's still a possibility for this. It's kind of trying to push you back onto that path, if that makes sense. Valerie, I'm working with the housing department to get us a bigger house, me and the children. I picked countryside community. Do you see when the move is? Are we happy? Okay, so we did see more like a 3 to 5 month time frame on that, but let's see if it's something you're resonating with, a positive location that you like. Okay. Yes, I'm getting really happy energy around it, so best of luck to you for getting it, because it does seem like it's somewhere that you're all going to really resonate with, so that looks good. And Miss Venus, has O been thinking about me, and if so, what is he thinking? Okay. Yeah, there seems to be a little bit of like giggling at like jokes and conversations, like thinking of things that you've joked about together in conversations, and it's almost like a little inside giggle, thinking about you in a very light-hearted way. Love, lights and blessings, guided by Universe. Pooja, is there any chance of me and Anne being physically together in this lifetime, or is there someone else I'm going to share my physical journey? I acknowledge the twin flame journeys have beyond lifetime. Yes, okay. So I'm not saying that there wouldn't be a possibility in the future with you and the twin flame, but it really seems like your what can I say? it does seem like the path with someone else is really opening and it's much more prominent. It really seems like that path with someone else is more prominent for you. Yes. Miss Venus, when do you see asking me out on a date again, and when do you see us going? Okay. I would say asking in within 2 to 3 weeks. I don't see a specific date for going, but I do see confirmation that you do go. So there's confirmation that you do go. Jan, is he stringing me along, and if so, why? So it's interesting because the way he feels about it, he doesn't feel about it like he's stringing you along. He doesn't feel about it like that. He feels like you're kind of there, and you're always kind of, kind of wanting him and kind of, reaching out to him in a way. But he doesn't feel like he's stringing you along. He just feels like he gives you time when he wants to. I don't know, it's kind of interesting, but it doesn't feel like he feels like he's stringing you along. He doesn't feel like it's that kind of connection. Guided by universe! Does he dream about me these days? I feel his energy too much. Okay. I do get that there has been a dream, yes. Miss Venus, is O doing something to get things situated in his life in order for us to see each other more? If so, what do you see him doing? Okay. Yeah. The things that have been in his mind definitely are about travel and location. Could even be about thinking about, because there is this energy coming through that he wants to move in some way, like getting his own place in a different location somewhere. There's this energy of wanting to move, and there's definitely an energy of considering you in that, like a distance to you and things like that. And travel comes up, like travel really comes up when we're thinking about you two, the energy that things he wants to do. Aries, him wanting to take space, if so... Oh, sorry, I read that one, didn't I? Miss Venus, do you see another trip plan like that for O and I soon? Yeah, I mean, I don't see anything planned, like a specific location or anything like that, because I've been seeing the trip energy come up, so I would have said that. But, I don't see like specific location or anything, but there's definitely a very strong desire. Like he really wants to do that. It's very strong. So I would definitely think that you will do. Jasmine, has Phil checked the chat and seen that I deleted all of my messages? And if so, how does he feel about me doing that? Okay. Yeah, this definitely adds to that little energy of thinking you're stressed, It adds to that. He feels like you're really stressed over this situation. Pooja, what next can I experience on my love path now? So I really feel like it's that new love path opening. I really feel like a new person showing interest is going to be your next big event on your love path. The new person that shows interest, yeah, that's going to be the next big thing. Miss Venus, O's thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards me. Thoughts are very light-hearted and happy. Thinking of very, 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 very positive memories. And feelings are very strong. Feelings of care and, desire and attraction and things like that. Pretty strong feelings. And intentions are kind of going back to what I said with the wanting to travel, wanting to go out with you, and thinking about, thinking about travel and things like that. They're kind of intentions that are quite in the forefront of his mind. Jan, if he is aware of things upsetting me, such as his connection with her, is he going to actually do something about it to prevent losing me? Okay. I guess a no on that one. So Valerie says, can you tell when I'll meet my life partner, please? Okay. So I'm guessing around February to March next year for that. So I'm sorry that's not super close. That seems to me the most prominent energy of you crossing paths. Hopefully it can be sooner, but that's what's most prominent. Aries, what's my partner's current feelings and thoughts currently about me, okay? Care, attraction, appreciation, you know, feeling safe. They're all really positive. I know there's a bit of that distance there and things like that, and I know that it's difficult when someone just have the potential of being disloyal. I know it's not great, but there is a lot of really positive emotions towards you. Jasmine, my mother told me I'd make a good wife. I agree. It took me by surprise because of the way I've been treated by men over time. Would most men consider me a good wife, or is that just my mother's perspective? I agree, and the ball agrees. Yeah, I agree, and the ball agrees too. Jan, did she guilt trip Caden or crash out to get things back to normal to get him to forgive her? I don't know. It went from him being angry and calling her annoying to everything being smoothed over. Okay. I do feel like it was super guilt tripping, but I do feel like it was kind of a lot of messages. You know what I mean? Like really, you could call it like a nagging energy. You know. Miss Venus, does she want to see me more in a friendly vibe or romantic vibe next time? I do get romantic. Aries, I met my partner I met my partner's 8-year-old daughter for now the second time. What did she think and feel about me that day? There is really positive energy. It's almost like feeling comfortable right away, and there almost is a little kind of cute energy of like looking up to you a little bit as well. And it seems really nice. It seems like a kind of and I don't know if it manifested very much in the physical, but it does really feel like energetically hitting it off, feeling very comfortable. Pooja, the new romantic person that I'm going to get and get my messages. Where and how can I meet him? Okay. So it feels like a social event. So it could just be simply going out with friends, or going out with family, or going out to an event like a music event or spiritual event, but does feel like some kind of social gathering or event in some way. Jasmine, why have I been hearing the song "Walks Out of Heaven" this morning? Okay. Actually, don't get any message on that one. Jan, when will he distance from Em again? I feel like she is going to get annoying to him real quick because she's already been crashing out and interrupting our calls and stalking again. Okay. Feels like the end of next month. That's what I'm getting. Miss Venus says, yes, I messaged you about the matcha. Let me see. Oh, why don't I see it? Where's Miss Venus? Or is that a message from before? I'll check that. I love my Facebook conversations with Miss Venus. We do have fun. Valerie, do you see when I'll get a new car? Okay. So do you see a prominent possibility of this towards the end of this year, the end of the year? Jasmine, why am I hearing the song Sugar Sugar? Okay. There does seem to be some kind of message in the lyric in that song from Phil, some kind of lyric. I think maybe if you get the lyrics down, you might find what it is. But yeah, it does seem like a bit of a message there. Jan, where does he feel drawn to at the moment? I thought and he felt platonic, and she is in California, so online as well. Well, that's the thing. I don't feel like I don't feel like there's a real strong draw anywhere, and I feel like that's why he's kind of in hesitant energy, because there isn't a really strong draw anywhere. It's just the thinking about what I'm going to do. Miss Venus, am I one of the Magdalene priestesses? Or why am I guessing all over the place that I had a lifetime as a priestess? What do you see about this? This would be great for a past life stream, but I'm going to check it. But that's amazing, yeah. I need to do a past life stream soon. I haven't done one in ages. And we have a few new people in the community as well, so it'll be fun. Yeah, I'm getting confirmation on that. I'm getting a yes on that, so exciting. Exciting. Pooja, through the channel message, dreams and other signs that I'm getting, I feel there could be a few years' time before me and Anne could be together physically, as we might have lessons to complete with different partners. Is this feeling true? Yes, I totally resonate with that. With the energy I've been picking up lately and in the channelings, yes, Pooja, I totally resonate with that. Miss Venus, how could it benefit me to do a hyperbaric oxygen chamber session? How could it benefit you to do this? Okay. It actually seems like a lot of minor chakra balancing within this. So that's the minor chakras, something that maybe you might have heard of in Chinese medicine. They might say like the meridians, I think. But what I refer to as minor chakras is, okay, so we have our main chakras, but we have like little energy channels that come off them that link more a little bit to our physical organs. You know, that's how I visualize and that's how I say it. You might not agree with that terminology, but I say minor chakras, these little energy channels that link a little bit more to our physical organs, you know? So our minor chakras in the third eye might link to our eyes, you know, maybe our sinuses or something, or throat might link to our sinuses, you know, so it's things like that. So it really seems like a bit of balancing of the minor chakras. So there does seem to be some physical, deep physical kind of positivity within that. But I'm also seeing with that some positivity in the crown chakra, maybe activation or balancing if it's unbalanced, which, you know, things like that. Jan, will there be an opportunity within the next 2 months to have a heart-to-heart? I feel like if we'd sit down and lay things out and talk about the future, a lot of his questions and concerns would be reassured, and that I want this, I'm willing to move wherever he goes. Okay. So it's a really like hypothetical kind of question, because it just doesn't really feel very prominent that it will happen. But in the case that it did happen, I would say of course yes, but it just really feels low in terms of it actually happening right now with the current energies. We can keep checking, maybe it will turn around, but you know, I have to say what I'm seeing right now. Miss Venus, am I a code keeper, and if so, what kind of codes do I keep? Okay. So I'm getting a yes on that, but I'm not pulling through any of the specifics. So please send me send me that on Facebook, because I want to check that. The spiritual questions that people ask, I always do want to delve into them. So yeah, message that on Facebook and I'll try to. I'm getting a yes, but I want to look a little bit deeper into the kind of codes. Jasmine, because we mirror each other strongly, is something intense going to happen to cause him to feel differently with her, like I did? And will his heart chakra get blown open for me, like mine did for him? Unfortunately, I don't really see it. I feel like your process was like that. I feel like his process is slow. It's the same kind of thing, but it's like drawn out, if that makes sense. It seems slow. Jan, will he continue to show through the same amount of effort he has been showing me lately? He's been frequently asking to hang out and being responsive. Okay. It seems like it comes and goes. It seems up and down, okay? That's how I'm seeing it right now. Miss Venus, how in tune or connected and embodied am I with my higher self? Okay. I would say really very, very strongly. You know, as someone who does the work that I do, so as you guys know, I do energy cleansers, I do Reiki and things like that, and you should see, like, if you do spiritual work like me and people come to you, in this community on here, I feel like we do have a lot of people that gravitate, that are very balanced, they're really connected to their spiritual side, so they understand this kind of thing. But I do get a lot of people come to me who are really unwell, whether it's mentally, physically, or spiritually, and they might have entity attachments, they might have, their chakras might be completely off balance, like, they're not even in the right place and things like that. I have to, like, look at Miss Venus's energy and look at some of the people that I work with, and I'm like, yeah, you're really, really you're really there, you're really, it's really positive. I mean, guys, you really should see how some people's energy is. And I'm not saying like it's their fault or anything like that. There's many things that cause it, and we can always work with it, we can always heal it. But I'm just trying to say, when people are very highly spiritually like evolved and like growing and working on themselves, you can rarely see the difference between someone who has just come to it and they think, I've tried everything, please help me, nothing's working, and I'm like, okay, it's because you have an entity, so I definitely notice a huge difference with your energy. And Miss Venus is always trying to get buy a house or something like that in order to have something to... Yeah, that it really does feel like that. I don't feel like it's entirely about you, because I do feel like there's a really strong desire to move from where he is anyway, but I do feel like you're considered in it, especially in like where the location might be. Okay, so yes. Jan, does Em still feel like Caden and her will end up together, or is she now more aware that she cannot erase or get rid of me, and that Caden has feelings for me? I still feel like there's a little bit of a desire there to end up together, yes. Aries, my partner is bringing his daughter over today to visit the cats and hang out. How will she feel about me when she spends time with me at my house? Yeah, I'm getting like happy, comfortable, all of those energies again, those positive energies, like really happy, comfortable, positive. I really do see that, yes. Jasmine says, am I properly sun gazing, and if not, what's your advice to me sun gazing? Okay, so if you're sun gazing, I would just say, so you always sun gaze at sunrise or sunset. You never sun gaze when the sun is fully in the sky. It's only at sunrise or sunset. And you look with your peripheral vision at the kind of side of the sun, if that makes sense. You don't look directly at the sun. It's like you're directing your spiritual eye to it, if that makes sense. You're not trying to burn your retinas, okay? So you're directing your spiritual eye to it. So what you're doing is you're sitting, you're looking with your peripherals to the side of the setting or rising sun. That's all I would say. If you're doing that, you're doing perfect. That's the advice, and that's for anyone who's sun gazing. Please do not look directly at the sun. Jasmine, Aries. I'll be cooking fried chicken and cream cheese, wontons. How will his daughter like it, and how will she like the fresh fruit for a snack? Okay. It doesn't seem like she'll eat a lot, like maybe she'll leave a little bit, but it does seem like she will like it. Jasmine, how long should I spend sun gazing? Okay. Nine minutes. Do it for 9 minutes. Jan, why exactly is the spark gone? Was it due to Em pulling him away from me with her whole crash out, so we were unable to keep the core momentum going? Yeah, but I also just feel like it's that hesitant energy. It's like he moves out of it for a second and then he goes right back into it, and that's not Em's fault. That's him. That's his energy, Miss Venus, does O think I'm still talking to someone else, or where does he think I am with that? I did communicate to him I was talking to C at the time. Okay. Yeah, he definitely thinks this is a possibility, yes. Jan, why did Caden, what did Caden mean by what is odd and weird? Caden was going to say something on the 24th and he didn't. Was going to be like, isn't that odd or weird, and then didn't say what it was, and I kind of feel like it was related. Okay. Okay, I'm not getting specifics on it, but I'm getting confirmation that it wasn't related. Jasmine, I've been going to the woodlands with the petrified wood. Amazing! Have you shown me a picture of your petrified wood yet? I think you might have, but if you haven't, please do. Has the connection to the nature spirit strengthened? And if not, is there anything else I need to do or just keep up what I'm doing? Okay. Yeah, keeping up what you're doing there, I am getting. Miss Venus. How will C take it when I tell him that his avoidant behaviour is not ideal for me in a partner, and that in order for me to consider him, I need more consistency? I feel like there's an understanding. I do feel like he understands where you're coming from. I do feel like there's an understanding about that, even if he doesn't live up to it and match it and, like, you know, step into that energy. I do still feel like he'll be understanding about that. Aries, so how did the hoop earring end up where I found it? Did it just fall off the person? And did my partner not doing anything inappropriate with that person? Okay. So I'm guessing that it did just fall off, but I'm not guessing exactly what happened with that person. So we do see that it's a customer. So we do see, you know, like they're buying something. But I'm not really getting confirmation on if there was anything inappropriate or not, unfortunately. It's kind of murky energy, which is, I don't know if that's a good sign. But this is something, maybe, if you message me on Facebook, I will double check that. Because, yeah, it's a little bit murky. Sometimes there's things, I don't know, because I feel like sometimes there's things that the ball doesn't want us to know, but I definitely think this is something that you should know if it happened. So message me that question on Facebook and I'll double check it. It's very murky right now. Jan, what does the ball see that I can do to reignite the spark again between me and Caden? Is there anything I can do or say? Okay. I'm getting no on that, unfortunately. Valerie, do you think if I change my diet, I'll lose my tummy? I look 7 months pregnant for the last 4 years. Okay. Yes. Yeah, changing the diet. I'm getting confirmation on that. Changing the diet. Being a little bit aware of calorie intake. Not obsessive, but a little bit aware, you know. Yeah, I'm getting confirmation on that. Kevin, hello and welcome! And also that you can do it, Valerie, okay? You can do it. We can all do it. There's so many of us in this community that are currently on a weight loss journey. I lost 4 pounds and I'm so proud and happy. So yeah, we can do it and we will do it, and it does happen. So yeah, let's just keep going with it, you know? Let's be strong. So Kevin, hello and welcome! So, okay. So guys, so I'm going to take a break for a moment because, how can I say, nature calls. But one thing I will say, so I'm going to be on, so I'm pretty much just going to stay on until my boyfriend arrives, like I did last time. I'm pretty much just going to stay until he arrives, so, or until he's very near. So what we're going to do, let me just think. Oh yeah, so I wanted to mention one thing. While we have some members here, please can you just listen? Because it's a bit of a strange time for some of you, so I just wanted to... I've posted a lot of posts in the post section, so I get that not everyone sees all of the posts, not everyone is getting notifications for all of the posts. So there's a poll of who wants an abundance spell. It may be on the 31st of this month. And I put comment that if the date doesn't work, maybe suggest your preferred date. We have 5 votes saying yes, it works. So that's very good. But let me just check. So what I've done, the best time for me to fit into my schedule, the abundance spell will be on the 31st of this month at 1 p.m. GMT. It might be BST at the moment because it's like British summertime time, but it's 1 p.m. in England basically. So if you, I've put the time conversion link there. You can there's a link where you can convert your own time, but it's 1 p.m. So it is a bit early compared to usual. But it's going to be an abundance spell, and I will include anyone who wants to be included, anyone who pops into the stream. It's a group abundance spell. So yeah, that's the 31st. So I hope you guys can make it to that. So let me just put the chat where I'm up to so I can be sure that I'll get back to it. It was Kevin, wasn't it? There we go. Okay, so I'm not going anywhere. This is just me taking a moment. Keep putting your questions in. Stay with me. Yeah, just stay here. I do apologize. I know I was taking a break, but I'm drinking so much water for my throat chakra that, yeah, I kind of need to, you know. So, yeah, I will be a moment. But, yeah, see you soon. Don't go anywhere. Love, light, and blessings. I'm back. Okay, so, let's see. So we're up to Kevin. So hello and welcome. It's really nice to see you here. So let's go on with the questions. Miss Venus. Same with Twin Flame. These guys are getting us so backwards. Why would I get close to you and develop feelings if you don't know what you want? How will he take it when I tell him this? When I tell him that his avoidant behaviour doesn't work for me, sorry. I feel like they'll be upset, and also that he will try to give a little bit of an explanation about how he's been and, you know, where he's been at and things like that. Do you feel like that? There will, like, try to be a bit of, like, an explanation. Jasmine, what do I need to do to connect to the tall white beings that are going to get rid of the entity attached to my ex? Okay. Yeah, so the best thing you can do for these specific beings is to meditate visualizing them. So visualize how you perceive them in your mind, and just keep visualizing them. It's almost like kind of imagining them around you, to welcome them in, if that makes sense. But an interesting thing about these as well is that it's really easy to connect with them in group meditations. So if you do, like, sometimes I go to like a group meditation, I see like events on Facebook of group meditations or Eventbrite, and I go to them. So if you see any group meditations, make sure that when you're at those, attending those, that you're visualizing these beings. Make that your priority if you go there, if you can do anything like that. Kevin, what were A's feelings and thinking when his friend asks about me on Saturday? Okay. It's almost like a little bit of loss. You know, I'm saying again this kind of, how do I say, like missed opportunity feeling. So there's a little bit of this feeling of loss coming through. Kevin, why was A saying things about me as if I was too obsessed with him? Does he really feel traumatized by me or something? Okay. I wouldn't say traumatized, it just feels, it's like an overwhelming feeling, a little bit overwhelmed. Jan, when will he ask to hang out? Okay. We got like a 3-day time frame. Marianne, completely lost internet, but hopefully back on now. Can I have a unicorn card? I hope you're on by the time I get to you. So yeah, unicorn card from Marianne. I love these as well. Intuition. Listen to the whispers of your heart. Use divination tools to help you make decisions. Trust your intuition no matter what. Miss Venus, let's say that I open myself up to Twin Flame again. How long will it take him to decide to commit? Especially because I would hold off on any sacral activities until there's true commitment. Yes. Well, that's a good, you know, idea. That's a good thing to do, you know? I feel like maybe a month or two, and I feel like it's because of this kind of, it's because of, so the desire for the commitment's there, like I said, it's there, but it's kind of smaller than that, like, current attraction, being in the current moment kind of energy, but is there. And of course there's still a little bit of that, oh, we might actually have a chance, like, what's going on, like, can we do this, should I do this, oh my gosh, wow, you know? And there's still a bit of that kind of energy, like, not really knowing how this happened, and like, oh, it's kind of like, oh, this could actually happen. So I feel like he needs to, there's a difference between like wanting it to happen, thinking about it, and then it suddenly actually being a possibility. So it feels like it might be about 1 to 2 months with that kind of contemplation energy. Jan says, why does he keep giving in to her and complying when she is spamming and begging to call, even if it's hurting me? Yeah, so he's not linking it to you. So you and Emma like separate to him. He's not really thinking. He's not in the forefront of his mind. He doesn't think of it as a competition. Like he has to choose between two people. That's not how he sees it. So when she's like asking and she's like asking a lot, he just gives in because he's like, oh, I kind of do want to play that. I kind of do want to do that or whatever. You know. He's just not really too bothered, if that makes sense. Miss Venus, he can't have his cake and eat it too. Well, you know what I always say, guys? And this is a very interesting saying because they say you can't have your cake and eat it. But I think you can have your cake and eat it. I think you can't eat your cake and have it. I think that saying would make a lot more sense. You can't eat your cake and have it. It would make so much more sense than you can't have your cake and eat it. That's just my thoughts. That's just my weird Venus mind. Jasmine, does he daydream or have visions of doing specific things to me intimately? And is that another reason why he's keeping his distance from me? He does think about that. I wouldn't say it's specifically why he wants to keep distance. A little bit because, of course, he wants to completely break from his connection before he does that. So I suppose in that sense, it is keeping distance. But it's more like something that draws him towards you, really. You know? Miss Venus, how is the twin flame taking my recent playful messages about him being an inconsistent student that runs away when class gets good? He joked back calling himself Casper. How does he feel about it? Okay. Yeah, I definitely do get like a light-hearted, playful energy around it, like not taking it too seriously. But I do feel like it's seeped into the subconscious a little bit as well. Jan, why exactly does he not feel ready within himself for a relationship? Okay. It feels like he kind of just thinks that his life's not complete. It's not organized. It's not where it's like his whole life. Well, you know, I'm not saying like his life's bad or anything, but I just feel like he feels like he needs to make changes in most aspects of his life. And I guess they're not being ready is because there's a lot of procrastination. There's a lot of just keep doing what I'm doing instead of making efforts to get what I want. That's how it feels. Kevin, what would A want between us on convocation? Like, should I stay away, talk to him, or just stay at a distance but not too far? Okay. So I'm feeling talk in groups. So if there's a group where he is there, make conversation, be in the conversation. But I would say at the moment, staying away from kind of trying one-on-one, but kind of being in the group, being, you know, being yourself in the group and just, yeah, group conversations. Marianne says, Seraph Soul Angel. Yes, I think this is the first one of the day. Where are they? This is the first one, I think. So Marianne, let's do an angel. Let me see. Where am I drawing here? Okay. I think we have it. Beautiful. Archangel Camille. Evolution. What a beautiful, kind and caring person you are. You always help people and oftentimes put many people before yourself. You are allowed some you time though. This has been scarce over the last few months. Occasionally you can say no. It's okay and you do not need to feel guilty about this. People may sometimes take advantage of your kind nature. Recharge your batteries and you can be the happy, light-hearted and outgoing person that you naturally are. Take that time out and find your inner peace. Then you can continue to provide that love to others, starting with some self-care. Archangel Camille is guiding you into calmer waters. You are beautiful and you do deserve love. Yes. I love those ones. Miss Venus, is O having dreams about me? And if so, what are they? Okay. Yeah, so there seems to have been a dream of being lost in a house with like loads of rooms and loads of doors. It's like being lost in this house of tons of doors, tons of rooms, and walking through all of these and finding you in one of the rooms. That's what's coming through. Quite interesting dream. Yeah. I wonder if he fully remembers that dream. That'd be interesting if he did. Jasmine, regarding the twin flame is my last question. I forgot to specify who I was talking about. Oh, let's see. Yes, the daydream one. Yes, I did do that for twin flame. Jancy's card of your choice. So maybe we'll do Seraph Souls for Jan. Let's see where I feel drawn for you. I really have to look at the pictures and feel into your energy for these ones. That's the idea of them. So they're not, it's not like random like those ones where, you know. Well, it's not random, it's intuitively guided, but you know. I feel like I've seen the one that, I don't know. I feel like I've seen the picture that resonates to you somewhere. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have picked these. I don't know where I feel drawn for Jan. Jan, focus on Jan. Focus on Jan's energy. No, I can't. I know. There's a picture that resonates with you there, but I can't feel it. I need to feel it with those ones. So let's do a unicorn. Let's do a unicorn for Jan. Expansion. Spread your wings and soar. Share your message and shine your light. Show the world what you are made of. So yeah, maybe putting something else into the world. Creating something. Love card for Kevin. So we have healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. So it's not always about parents, but there could be something there that's an issue with the family on either your side or their side. It could be something that either of you went through in childhood. It could be, like it says, it could be the parents, it could be siblings. But there's some family issues that if you heal them, the love path will be better. Because don't forget, this is an important message for everybody as well. Love is love, okay? So of course romantic love is different from a family member. But in terms of the highest energy of all, that love energy, it's the unconditional love. So when we heal anything that's broken in a love way, whether it's friendship, family, anything like that, pets, plants, animals, you know, when we heal that love connection, the love that we receive back can be different. It can be romantic. So if you heal a love connection with a family member, the universe can bring that love back to you as romantic love from someone else. So just bear that in mind. Love energy is very I wouldn't say complex because it's actually pretty simple, but it flows like that. It flows like that. So when you're giving love to people who aren't your romantic partner, the universe can still bring that energy back to you in a romantic sense. So I hope that makes sense. Marianne says, I've heard about the birds and foxes missing me and my old home. Do they understand that I have moved? Are they all okay? Okay. Yeah, there's definitely a missing you, and there's not a full understanding. There's a little bit of confusion and missing you. It's kind of cute. Jasmine, what is the twin flame's advice to me since he feels like I am stressed? Okay. It feels really like he still wants you to wait. It's like this message of patience. But I do feel like you should give yourself a time frame, because if he's not going to step up and he just keeps wanting you to wait, I don't really think that's fair. I don't think it's fair. Jan, if I do 180 and just act, 180, 180. If I do a 180 and just act distance towards and stop reaching out, what effects do you see this having, and what will he think of this? Okay. Yeah, so this is common in a twin flame relationship, okay? We're seeing it play out with Miss Venus right now, okay? So so I'm not saying that Miss Venus was the chaser before she broke up with her twin flame, but what happens is, when you do have that kind of chaser and the person being chased role in a twin flame relationship, when the chaser gives up and goes on their own separate path, the person who wasn't the chaser suddenly, well, I wouldn't say suddenly, but becomes the chaser. It might be suddenly, it might be eventually, but they will eventually become the chaser. So yeah, it's kind of a really positive thing to do in the twin flame connection. That's very common. It doesn't happen all of the time, but it is very common. Miss Venus, if I tell O that I'm no longer considering C, how will this affect his motivation and energy towards attempting something with me? Okay. Yeah, it does seem like there might be like a bit of an increase in things, you know, being a bit more forward, a little bit of an increase, picking up momentum with the connection. Yeah, a little bit, I would say. Kevin, is there anything which I can do energetic to help A's career and financial path? So if you're doing something energetic for someone for their career and financial path, I would always suggest focusing on their root chakra. If they have a very low self-esteem and don't believe in themselves, also focus on their solar plexus. But the root chakra is very important for this. And it also depends, you know, if their career path is a creative path, it could be the sacral, you know, it does depend. But I would say if they're really overthinking and they're really stressed in their brain, it could be third eye work. But I would say root's most important. Shadow healing for Marianne. Can't see it, but it says anguish. Simply knowing there is an end to this feeling of sorrow is the very beginning of your healing process. And I think that's an important thing that we forget. When we're in the midst of something negative, we always forget that everything is temporary. Well, we always think it's going to be like this forever, but no, it's just temporary. Pooja, after knowing about this new person, there are some new feelings I'm getting, but it saddens me somewhere in my connection with Anne. I have given my all and surrendered to that connection, knowing it's a spiritual connection and I should respect that. Yeah, but you can have spiritual connections with other people. You might find a karmic connection, you might find a soulmate, you know, there's other things out there for you. And this is the thing about twin flames. The twin flame connection is if the twin flames are romantic, okay, because the twin flame isn't always a romantic connection, by the way, in case you didn't know that. But if your twin flame is a romantic connection, this very often happens. There's very often it doesn't work out, or they go very distant. It's very, very common. So what I would say is just understand that other connections can be spiritual. The twin flame isn't the be-all and end-all. Maybe that is for another life. You can have many different spiritual connections, and I'm sure that you will. Miss Venus, so you saw more people coming along and Omar, so who's my most compatible partner at the moment? And do I have an actual divine soulmate? Yeah, I definitely feel Omar's energy is more prominent at the moment. Let's see, like divine soulmate kind of thing coming through. I feel like you do. I feel like you really will get there. I feel like it's been very stressful for you, but I do feel that you will get there to that. I feel that you'll get to the right person in the end, you know. I really do believe that. But yeah, Omar's energy is pretty strong. Jasmine, I've been using my warrior energy. Oh, sorry. Have I been using my warrior energies properly that my guides are talking about? Okay. Yeah, it feels like there's a little bit of a process, but it feels like you're rarely stepping into it. It feels like you're rarely getting there. So it feels like there will be a little bit more of an upward trajectory, a little bit. Not a really long process, a small one. Jan, is them cutting ties till the beginning of September? I see a lot of loosening and distancing there, but I'm not 100% on completely cutting ties, unfortunately. Pooja, oh sorry, yeah, that was the end of the other question. Marianne, have been trying to drive again, but my nerves aren't good. Is there something I can do to strengthen my nerves on driving? Okay. Yeah, so this definitely all links into self-belief, like many things that we try to do in our life do. So I would say work on your solar plexus, meditate specifically on this task, meditate specifically on driving. Even imagine yourself driving, do some visual meditations of that, where you're relaxed in a meditative state, but then you're thinking about that. When you do this as well, if you're nervous about something and you meditate visualizing doing it, you begin to associate that calm meditative energy with that thing that you're visualizing. So eventually, when you're in the car, you're not going to be meditating, you're not going to be away with the fairies, but you will associate it with that calmer energy when you do that. But definitely work on your solar plexus, because it sounds like it's just nerves and you just don't really believe in yourself a little bit there. But yeah, it can be very nerve wracking. And other thing I would say is it's just, that's normal, and you that's normal, and you be kind to yourself. That a lot of people get that, a lot of people will feel the same way. Jasmine, what exactly are my guides referring to when they talk about warrior energies? Like, what does that look like? So warrior energies is like very strong, independent energies. It's like how can I say, like, a warrior energy could be doing very difficult independent things on your own. So a warrior energy could literally be like you do some DIY on your house on your own with no help, or it's something. I know that's a really simple way to say it, and that, of course, there are more spiritual aspects to it, but it can be as simple as that. It's like you're doing something, you're in your power, you're creating or doing or completing something, a task, or solving an issue on your own. It's almost like even, let's say there was an issue between two of your friends and you become the mediator and you like fix that or something like that. It's stepping into that strong power of it is very stepping into your power, but it's also there's a lot of independence with it. It's very much like fighting energy as well. So we can step into our warrior energy if we have anything legal going on, or we have people, maybe there's something like online bullying or something like that. Stepping into our warrior energy is really being powerful, controlling our emotions as well. And in a sense, warrior energy is very logical and root chakra based, because warrior energy is logical. So you do have to balance your warrior energy with your intuition, because the warrior energy is very like I can fix this in this current situation. I can do something kind of logical and strong kind of thing. So I hope that's kind of making sense. It is definitely a very root chakra, like physical 3D kind of energy where you really bring it in. But your guides do help you with that, and your guides can help you with it. They can channel you more, like power, things like that, or that warrior energy that you have within you, whatever that is, they can amplify that. So your guides can help you with that. But yeah, it's very much like, how can I say, like, when did I last tap into my warrior energy? I'm trying to think. See, I like barely ever tap into my warrior energy. I'm always having help from people and being, yeah. Well, even like something like starting and growing your own business, that can be tapping into warrior energy. You're completely learning yourself something brand new. You're setting up something that you've never been taught in school. It's things like that. Miss Venus, do you see someone coming into my life that is more... Oh, and also sticking up for yourself and standing up for your beliefs is very warrior energy as well. So when you see people who maybe they're doing protests or they're talking about certain issues online as well, that's warrior energy as well. Like standing up for what you believe in, protesting, things like that. Miss Venus, do you see someone coming into my life that's more anchored in his divine masculine energy that can sustain himself without crumbling down to my divine feminine energy? How sad about men these days. Do I have a... is there an end of that? Oh yeah, sorry, I thought that continued on. So, do I see someone coming into your life that's more anchored in his divine masculine energy that can sustain himself without crumbling down to my divine feminine energy? Yeah, I do. I think it's fully confirmed that it will happen. I do think it's fully confirmed that it will happen. I think it's just a shame that you've gone through some of these potentials that haven't worked out, you know? Jan, what else can I do to help things between me and Caden outside of my affirmations? Yeah, so I think it just depends on the path you want to go down, because like you were saying before, you could completely go do a 180 and that could help, but you could also just again be there in the present moment, try to make that present moment as positive as possible without any, I don't know, not talking about like or I don't know, anything like competitive like that, and just kind of being present in that moment, and you know, that kind of guidance that you already got, I suppose. I don't really feel like anything new at the moment. Marianne, I saw 2 fairies, one boy and a girl, at my patio doors. Did they follow me from my old home, or are they new fae? Okay. I'm guessing that they followed you. That's very, very cute. Miss Venus, do I have a twin soul in 5D that would be my ideal partner, not the same as a twin flame? If so, when is it likely that I'll be able to meet this twin soul embodied? Okay. So I'm guessing a yes on it, but it's interesting because the prominence of that meeting seems to be like a different lifetime. So yeah, I'm sorry about that. I don't like to give those kind of answers. Jan, how do I push for a heart-to-heart between us? Is there anything I can do to slowly get us to open up to each other or be more close? I feel like it's pretty similar to the last question, and I just feel like we need to keep a check on the energy and see how it goes, because I like I'm saying, it just doesn't feel hopeful right now, which of course I am sorry to say, but at least you're in communication. Maybe that will change, you know? Miss Venus, when is the land that my family owns in Mexico being sold? Okay. I'm actually seeing a possibility for this in September. It doesn't look fully confirmed, but there's a possibility there. Marianne, a male friend told me he had seen me earlier that day in a shop, but I hadn't been in a shop. Is there another me around? Okay. Marianne has a doppelganger. That's so funny. Jasmine, what did the dream mean of some lady dealing with my son? It looked like a lady from CPS. It was like she had taken him. He was playing with other kids at the end of the dream. So it seems like there's 2 parts to this. So you have worry about who your son might be around when you don't see him. You have, you know, natural, like, motherly kind of, it could be subconscious, it could be conscious, worries about who they might meet and what might happen to them. So it does seem like worries are coming up in the dream. But the fact that this the person with them is like a CPS kind of, you know, professional kind of person, that's also the dream telling you that he's protected. It's the dream giving you information that there is protection there. Jan, is she still flirting with other guys, and if so, do you see her moving on from Caden? Yes, she is, and it's very possible. Marianne says a love card. So we have getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Okay, very nice. So keep revealing your innermost selves. You know, we always grow. So even when we're in a relationship, we continue to grow and change. So keep talking about that. Keep, you know, discuss your growth, discuss your new aspects, the new things you've learned with your partner. Keep going, you know? So I'm just thinking about the time now. So I'm just going to put finishing up because I think I probably will be finishing up a bit sooner than I probably written this late, but we'll see. We'll see. So yeah, if I don't get to the finishing up mark, I do apologise, but I kind of forgot about putting it, so let's see how far the chat is. It's not that far, I suppose. Pooja says, thank you for all you do. I always appreciate your efforts. Love, light and blessings. Right back to you. I'm so glad when I catch you on stream. I really do love catching you. Miss Venus, I think I saw a ship last night when I woke up and peeked through my window. Looked like a star, but but started moving super fast out of view. Was that more like a dream? If not, who was it and what were they doing? Okay. Yeah, so I'm guessing that it was real and not a dream, but I'm guessing Syrian energy still. So you still have Syrian energy around you, and it's really nice because my man also has Syrian energy around him, so that's nice to know and see with you. Something nice there. So just bear with me. I just got a message that I need to reply to. I shouldn't be too long. Just bear with me 1 second. Sorry about that. So he messaged, and I thought that, you know, maybe he was going to be early or something, but it was just about, you know, about something else. So no worries. We'll carry on for a little bit. Let's see. Angel card for Maya. Angel card for Maya. Okay. So we have Evaluate, Archangel Uriel. Embrace. You have gained much wisdom over these last few years through the experiences that you have had. Be reassured this has all happened for a reason. Learn from them, but try not to keep returning to them. And use them as an excuse, not... oh my gosh. Learn from them, but try not to keep returning to them, and don't use them as an excuse to not push forward with a new project that you have. Evaluate the present situation you are in, and write down everything that is positive right now. Then use this as a foundation to build on. Archangel Uriel is providing strong grounding energies to help you progress logically. Once you make the decision to start your progress, you will be very swift. Very nice. Starseed for Maya. Oh, we don't have Starseed. I'll do Moon Magic. We don't have Starseed, but I'll do Moon Magic for you. For Maya. I will not remain stuck. I choose change. Yeah, so it's just about really being positive. Like, you know, like I was saying before, when we're all stuck, when we're in negative energy, we always have to tell ourselves this is temporary. Jan, is she actually confident though that her and Caden will end up together, or is she feeling deflated at the moment? Yeah, I would say it goes up and down. At the moment, I would say deflated. We don't have... Oh, I do have Yin Yang. Hold on, I just haven't opened them. Yin Yang for Maya. Guilt and sabotage. Okay, so guilt and sabotage. So there might be someone who has attempted to sabotage you, but they may be feeling guilt about it now. So you may be due an apology, or they may just stop trying to sabotage you because they are feeling guilt about what they've done. Miss Venus, how does O feel about the possibility that I might be talking to someone else? And is that a block currently, or does he want to do something about it? Okay. So I don't think he feels great about it. Certainly isn't feeling great about it. But I wouldn't necessarily say it's a block. I don't know, because I feel like if you weren't, it would kind of help, you know? So maybe it's like a little bit of a delay in a sense. I do think that, you know, he feels a little bit like... maybe a little bit unhappy, like maybe thinking that it would be nice to be the only one, you know? But I don't feel like super negative, or like it's rarely a strong block, if that makes sense. Shadow healing for Kevin. Like it could help a little bit to not do it, but it's not a really big block. I hope that makes sense. Kevin. Confused. The chaos accompanying the confusion seems misguided. However, others are too embroiled in the situation to see clearly. You will need to make it simpler. So yeah, people might be confused. You might be, maybe if you're a little bit too expert in something that you're trying to explain, you might need to simplify it a little bit to people that you're talking to, basically. So just, I think we should always think like, does this person know everything I know? Should I kind of explain it a little bit better? Jan, why is Adrian as well been putting effort into asking me to hang out? Does he want to get back together with me, or what are his intentions? It doesn't really feel like the intentions are strong, but it feels like the idea of getting back together is in his mind, and he would feel positive about it. Miss Venus, when do you see me entering a committed romantic relationship, and with who? Do you still see it with O? Okay. Yeah, I do still see it most strongly with Omar at the moment, but I do feel like there's some shifting of energies, because I do feel like your love path is mixing up a little bit. Like I said, there's some other options coming up and things like that. So I do feel like there's a little bit of shifting, things trying to align. So I wouldn't want to to confirm an exact date, but I would say I'll give like a time that seems a little bit prominent, but I don't think I could confirm it. So yeah, so around the maybe end of September, beginning of November, I would say there's some prominence there. But like I said, with things shifting, it's definitely something. Your love path is something to keep a check on, I think. Jasmine. Yes, I showed you my yeah, I do remember. I was thinking, did she show me? I think she did. Did Ra give me the approval of my sun gazing so far? Yes. Jasmine, did you get my information about the sun gazing though? Are you not looking directly at it? I just want to make sure. Marianne, had a fortune cookie message saying your future is a river, let it flow for prosperity. How do I let it flow? Does this mean I need a cleansing? Yeah, it feels a little bit more like a balancing, because when we're fully balanced, that's when the energy flows the best. So I don't really feel like you're rarely in need of a cleanser, but I think balancing, like maybe a Reiki session for balancing could be good for you. So it's probably a good time to say when someone brings up things like that. So as you all know, well, you're all members, so you all know, but my website is there, and in the description of the video, secretfrequencies.com/shop. So as you probably know, you've probably had a little look. I do spells, sessions like cleansers and Reiki, even house cleansers, and I do sound healing and things like that. and tons of different types of readings, as you know, more in-depth readings. So and remember that members get half price on a lot of things. So if you have a look on the shop and there is something you want, let me know and I'll give you the discount code if it's a half price item. Most items are, but just double check with me. And Reiki is. So Marianne, if you want a Reiki, it'll be half price. Love card from Universe for Maya. It says, it is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. So you might be a bit guarded. You might have your guard up a little bit. You might have your boundaries too high. Because you know, everything needs balancing. It's great to have boundaries. But even boundaries can be, we can go a bit excessive on our boundaries where we're just not letting anyone in, you know? So yeah, we do have to be a bit careful. And Jasmine says, I've maintained my 7-pound weight loss. So congratulations to everyone's weight loss journeys. Yes, that's amazing. Yeah, so I think I was going between these two different weights. I was losing 2 pounds, gaining 2 pounds, losing 2 pounds, gaining 2 pounds for a little bit. And then I thought, you know what? I'm just going to keep up with my weight loss spell, because what I kind of was doing was putting off because I had so many other things to do. And then my man works as a chef, so I'm always getting food. He's always bringing food, so I have to balance all this lovely food that I'm getting with my weight loss spells. But now I can't believe I lost those 4 pounds, and I'm really willing that, you know, it stays that way. But I will do it. Kevin, if I try... But yeah, well done, Jasmine. I just want to do a little clap again for that. Kevin, if I try sending healing energy to A and his ancestors like I did for my ancestors, will they receive it? I guess a yes on that. Jan, since Caden is my mirror, what do I need to work on within myself to heal him? It just feels like kind of like you need to work on your own self, your independence, your own path that's apart from the love path, you know? It's just all that kind of thing that needs working on, you know? Self-care, making sure you're getting the right advice, help, things like that. Yeah, and seeking help when you need help, and working on your own personal self apart from the love path. Marianne, card of my choice for connection with Alona Ann. Okay, let's do... Akasha card. Okay, so you have the Three of Roses, Loving Elemental. So this is interesting because you were just talking about the two fairies. If you see there's 2 fairies. So what this is saying is that they are there to try to help you on this path. So they are trying to help with this connection. So maybe connect with them a little bit more. Jasmine, when should I start applying to buy a house? So I would definitely always say when you're feeling ready, but I'm getting a time frame of around 4 or 5 weeks in the ball. Miss Venus, so is Twin Flame going to try to explain things to me about why he's avoidant, but not change or try to meet me in a more secure way? Or what do you mean with upset and he will try to... Yeah, so it's like he feels upset and he will try to make like a kind of... I wouldn't say excuse, but like explanation. But yeah, I feel like... I do feel like he has the potential to put effort into making it work, especially since now it's kind of like you're holding on to a missed opportunity, you know? There's a little kind of energy of, was it a mistake to let you go? So when we feel that, it does motivate us a little bit more to try to change at least, and I do feel that within him. Jan, if I express desire to him that I miss him and want to be close with him, how will he react and respond to this? I feel like he'll avoid that a little bit. Jan, when would be the most optimal time to bring this up to him? I just don't feel like it's time yet. Miss Venus, is the Twin Flame afraid of losing me this time? What is he trying to show me or see within me to solidify things in his mind? I feel kind of like he just wants to understand you a little bit and know if he can meet you. I feel like he wants to see if it's possible, you know, if you're compatible, if it's possible for him to kind of meet you where you are, and if you resonate now, like that you've both grown and changed and things like that. I feel like it's kind of like that, like seeing, have we, even though we've been apart and grown apart, do we resonate now? How are things now? Will there be things I need to work on, or have I already worked on those things? Can I show her that I've already worked on those things in some way, or do I need to work on them? I do feel like a little bit like that. Jasmine says, how many bedrooms in the home should I be aiming to buy? Okay. I'm guessing 3 come up. Miss Venus, is Twin Flame going to ask me to hang out? If so, when? And more on a friendly vibe. It feels like it could be any time from now to about a week and a half, 2 weeks, something like that. There could be like he could put across a friendly vibe, like trying not to be too forward and trying not to be, you know, get right into it. But in the mind and heart, he does want it to be romantic. He might put it across a little bit friendly in the beginning, you know. Aries, now that I've met my partner's daughter now 3 times, does it make my partner feel like... How does it make my partner when he sees how I interact with her? I feel like really happy, and there's like a sense of relief, you know, because it was so long. It's kind of like, oh, like there was nothing to worry about, like we could have done this at any time. Really like that kind of energy. Aries, when my partner finally goes shopping, ring shopping for our engagement, will he be the type to shop alone, and how do you see him picking out the ring? Does he get opinions from his brother or uncle or close friend? Okay. Yeah, it feels like a bit of advice from the uncle, I feel. Miss Venus, how does he think that I feel about him and his silence? What are his theories on how I'm perceiving him and the situation? There's definitely like an energy, like he feels like you're kind of moving on. There is like kind of a, and I think it is kind of like a, why am I stuck and why am I not moving forward? Because she's probably moving on and I'm kind of just here. That's the kind of energy. Okay, so I am going to be leaving now. So what I will do, I'm going to answer Sarah's questions because Sarah hasn't had any answers and she's just come in. So let's see. Hello and welcome, Sarah. So why are the council coming to look around next weekend, and when they come to look around the house, will they like how we decorated it? Okay. So it really just seems like a routine thing. It doesn't seem like there's anything too, like you've done something wrong. But yeah, I feel like they'll be quite happy with it. Oh, Aries, I will do you an angel card. I really like the angel cards. Let's do that for Aries. Archangel Michael, live now, embrace. The main message within this image is to focus on now. There are things that have happened to you in the past that may affect the decisions that we make in our future. However, the circumstances are unlikely to be the same. Do not shine the spotlight on the negatives. Put the floodlights on and look at the positives of any situation. Focus on the beautiful and wonderful things that are in your life right now on a daily basis. The moment the spotlight comes on again, talk to a trusted friend to help you put the situation into perspective. You are going through a gentle chapter of healing. If you do the above, this will help you. Know that Archangel Michael is with you, offering you safety and protection whilst you go through this. Very nice. Let's see. Marianne says, is having a doppelganger good? I've always been scared of them. It's actually a really interesting thing. I think it's probably too much for me to go into right now, but it's definitely not negative. No, it's definitely not negative. Let's see. Sarah, if I have time, can I have a... Oh, sorry. Will the council update me on emergency housing when they come from Friday? Or will they be coming to make sure Richard doesn't live here? And if so, will it be happy with our proof that he doesn't live here? So it actually seems like they might not update you, unfortunately, but it does seem like they will be happy with the fact that Richard doesn't live there. Yeah, it does seem like they will believe that. Sarah, if you have time, can I have a love card, please? Does Richard enjoy his night here, as he only came last night and left today? Hope he is okay. Okay, so a love card, and we'll check on Richard as well. There you go. So you have, I know you can't see it very well, but past life relationship, you have known each other before. So it's just kind of affirming that there's a very strong spiritual connection, and you've had past life romance before, or maybe it wasn't romantic, maybe you were friends, but you had a past life connection. So let's check. Did Richard enjoy his night here, as he only came last night and left today? Okay. I'm guessing a yes. Miss Venus says, what are the Syrian ships doing around me? I know it's not about me, but I'm curious since you said around. Well, yeah, so it's not just about you, but it is about you, if that makes sense. It is about the Syrian starseed. So a lot of the time, the ships will... So sometimes the ships are used in medbed healing. Sometimes the ships are used in when people have their own astral projection experiences. They go there and they have experiences there. So it's not like abduction, but it's like if you choose to. But they are kind of helping with energetically with things on Earth, and also they do want to kind of be there to sometimes, not all the time, it's not like you're being stalked, but to sometimes monitor the starseeds and see their progress, see where they're at, where they are at. Jasmine says, I did get your info about the sun gazing, and I was taught to do it the way you explained, but I've been testing my limit, but only for seconds at a time. Great. Okay, that's great. Yeah, the one thing I always think, when there's a load of buildings around, the sunset always looks like it would look amazing, doesn't it? Psycho Levitation, hello and welcome. He says, Sarah, hope your housing situation resolves ASAP. I got epic housing situation as well, and it will get better. Yeah, it'll get better for both of you. So you're both kind of going through a little bit of a similar energy, but yes, all negative things are temporary, and it will get better. Psycho Levitation also says, Venus, I heard you mention weight loss. I want to say that people are supposed to fluctuate in body weight. We both live far enough north that we should be gaining weight to keep warm this winter. Yeah, it definitely fluctuates, and I definitely agree that you shouldn't be too concerned if you go up a little bit, but I feel like it should be up a little bit, down more, up a little bit, down, you know, more down than up, I would say, until you get to the weight you want, you know. And Psycho Levitation also say, oh, Miss Venus, there's a lot of star farm activity lately. Look up people, you might catch them. Jasmine says, I hope they're around me too. It's the Lionsgate portal. Well, yeah, definitely. And you have a very strong kind of cat connection as well, Jasmine. So I think the Lionsgate portal will be strong for you. Psycho Levitation, I saw flashing lights around 3 a.m. a couple of nights ago. It was a drone, but I have seen much more strange things in the sky over the years. Yeah, we definitely do have to confirm if it's drone, if it's plane, if it's, you know, whatever it is. Definitely, I agree. Miss Venus, I forgot to tell you, my Octorian friends did come through. They removed my bone spar. I've been in shock about it. It's been a slow removal, but now it's mostly gone. Amazing! Yeah, I love the Octorians. So Octorian is one where I don't have an actual starseed connection with them, but I do work with them a lot because I have a lot of Octorian starseed clients, and that is amazing. I'm so happy to hear that. That is so great. So yeah, so I will be finishing up here. I will say goodbye in just a moment, but I love that kind of conversation, guys. So guys, if we did get people together for a Discord call, we could talk about all this stuff, you know? I feel like just talking about random stuff and not I know, Crystal Ball, you love asking the questions, but I really love these conversations as well, so I think that would be really great to try to get a Discord call at some point. The community's growing a little bit now, so maybe we can do it. And me and Jasmine, I think, will keep pushing for a mediumship stream. I know Sid couldn't make the last one, so that we tried to do. You were in shock. But it's great. That's amazing, though. It's so good. I've heard a lot of happy news on this stream, so I'm so happy for you guys. And those of you who are going through a few difficult things, it's temporary and it will get better. So I will just say, so we have the Abundance stream on the 31st of July. So check your time conversion for 1 p.m. GMT. Try to make it if you can. Maybe I could put a few people on it. If you can't make it, I could just add you to it without you being there. Maybe you could watch it back. The meditation part you could watch back, perhaps, because that could still work. So do let me know if you really can't make it. I'll add you, and I will timestamp where the meditation starts, and you can just watch the meditation. So yeah, that might be an idea. So love, light, and blessings to each of you. I really hope to see you soon. It's been so nice to connect with you, and like I said, I'm going to do more and more members things or members crystal balls when we get time, and soon I will have the next first channeling planned for around the first week of next month, so look out for that. And as always, all of my information is in the description of the video, so if you have any questions, even suggestions for streams, anything you want to reach out to me about, you're very, very welcome. I'm very approachable, I'm very open, you know, feel free to connect with me, don't be a stranger. Let's see. It's so real, we just need to open our hearts. Yes. Jasmine says, thank you for squeezing today's stream in. As much as I can, I will do. Aries, I've been very advanced, so much so with extensive amount of astral travel to the point I see people I recognise. Yeah, I can feel Aries energy. You are very astral. Have you been to any of the ships, Ashley? I'd love to know that. You're very welcome. You don't even have to say thank you. I love making time for you guys. I love it. I do apologise that, you know, I do have time limits a lot of the time, and I have sessions and things like that, but I will always do my best to fit things in. Bobby and Ken are my neighbours and live in every house on the street. Okay, interesting. I say, I wonder what my mission is during my next astral travel. Yeah, because I feel like you've been guided to a lot of earth healing, so I wonder if you'll go to like a sacred space or something. And yeah, you're very, very welcome, guys. Of course, you're so welcome. It's so lovely to catch so many of you as well. We had 10 people in at one point, and I know we have 22 members, but a lot of the time people don't make it, so it's really nice to get, you know, a good amount of you guys in. So, and we had a new member as well. We got a new member, our Valerie. So, love, light, and blessings to each of you. I really hope to see you soon. And yeah, everything I said. Look out for those streams. Message me if you like. Love, light, and blessings.